All right, and I have decided, just simply because I really want to take the Dhow from Gold Rock City to Fort Astron, from Fort Astron to Dragon Cliffs, and from Dragon Cliffs back to Gold Rock City. I have 2 barrels of water, 2 barrels of rum, some spare navigation tools, fishing pole. I have some snake oil and energy elixir, emergency bottles of water, wine, speaking of water, all the other usual things to keep you going here. Got plenty of food, ready to go. Fishing pole, decided to throw a stove on here. I never had one before, but since I'm going to be running with no cargo, I figured I might as well make it comfortable. I got her loaded out, so she sits a little heavy in the stern. Keep the bow up because I plan on beating into the wind quite a bit. But I've got everything distributed equally from port to starboard. Everything looks pretty good. I think I'm ready to go. So, away I'm going to go. Sit here, get the catch up. Jib. Probably both not set correctly, but that is really not too much of an issue because I'm going to use the old pusher off technique, even though I'm nose to nose here with my other ship, but she turns pretty well. Give her a little nudge. There we go. All right. So, a little nervous about this. I have a feeling that it's going to be more stressful than sailing that nice, big, relaxing girl that the Sandbuck is. Oh, I can't click on anything. I have not done anything other than a run to Oasis in the Dhow. So this is going to be new to me. I'm also quite new at not just posting videos, but also just screen capture in general. I got away from computers for a long time, decided to get back into it, and have a lot of learning to do. So I'm trying, so bear with me if the audio isn't great, if my voice is too soft. I'm going to keep working on it. Not that I know I'll be doing this regularly, but who knows, I do enjoy playing this game an awful lot. So it is a distinct possibility. So, like I said, not very highly skilled. So you're going to have to be patient with the videos as they are. But mostly for entertainment purposes. No. I'm not going to record this entire journey. I will probably just take some snapshots along the way and post them mostly, like I said, for entertainment, my own entertainment, so I can laugh at the trials of this particular journey. So, if you find that at all interesting, check in every now and again, because who knows, I might actually make it. I don't have the highest of hopes, but with some patience, which I'm not really known for, I think it is doable. I think I have everything that I need, and I know enough about the handling characteristics of this girl that, we'll be able to pull through. Everything's beautiful right now. That's not going to stay that way. I know that. As soon as I get out of the influence of Gold Rock City, things are definitely going to change. But that's fine. I've been sailing with the Sandbuck for a long time now, and do absolutely love the comfort of it all, but I'm just looking for something a little different now, and I got this girl decked out pretty well, I think. I think I remember which of these are elixirs and which are snake oil. Pretty sure I put the elixirs towards the bow and the snake oil back here. That could get interesting. If I don't know, I should have run one up to a booth to have the person tell me what it is. That would have been intelligent, but that wouldn't fit in well with my character in general. So, like I said, check back in from time to time. Might have something for you, might not. Could be a surprising success or a resounding failure. I don't know. but that's the fun of it. That's why I want to do it. I'm going to chip away at it. I'll be going sailing a bit each day after work. I am a plumber. I do work a lot, but I also try to relax and play some Sailwind. It brings me to a simpler, better place. One of those games that does everything that it should pretty well, early development still. And the thing that I think I like about it the absolute best is that it still leaves something to the imagination. Maybe it's not photorealistic graphics. Maybe the physics engine isn't the latest and the greatest, but I tell you what, I've been video gaming since the 80s, and if you're not happy with this, then, well, either it's just not for you, or you've just simply got expectations that some games will meet, some will not. I've always enjoyed games that allowed me to use my imagination, and this game certainly does so. And as someone of my age, being able to use your imagination is noteworthy. So, come along, see what happens. Hope you enjoy it. I really don't know how you can't. Till next time. Okay, and now, continuing this journey in the Dhow, it has been different than I expected. I have had the wind mostly right at my back the entire time. Very light winds, too. This is the most calm passage I have had from Gold Rock City to Fort Astrid. And I don't know if it's just plain luck, or if somehow the game realizes I need a little break. If so, kudos to the developer, but I think that's just the way it goes sometimes. Used a lot heavier winds. I know I did mention that I'm preparing to beat into the wind a lot. This journey usually does have a lot of running before the wind, but I do find that running from Fort Astrid to Dragon Cliff seems to be my bugaboo leg of the entire circuit, I guess you could say. I tend to find myself going upwind a lot more, running into a lot more storms and a lot heavier seas. I would have had more snippets along the way, but it has been pretty much just this the entire time. I left day 308 at approximately 5 p.m. It is now day 314, 4 p.m. And it has been much like this through day and night. Very calm, very easygoing. I'm pretty pleased with the new rigging, and I have not had to reef the sails once, even though there were a few times that the wind was coming right in at the beam, kind of like it is now, but it was really honking, and I didn't have to reef the sails at all. I know I'm lightweight here, but I thought I would have to, and that hasn't happened at all. It's been not very stressful, to say the least, but then again, like I said, I haven't run into much weather. But things are agreeable for me. She's not nearly as fast as I had hoped. I know that with the stock lateen rig running downwind, I would probably be doing at least another knot or so more, and I attribute that mostly to me trying to dig back to my youth when I was frequently on a sailboat with the jib. I know that running downwind a spinnaker would be better, but that's not an option for us yet. Maybe in the future. So I'm just doing my best, finicking with the sails and seeing what does give me best speed with this new configuration. But like I said, I'm very pleased at how stable it is. That's a big win. Even when the winds got high and the seas did get big, although it was for a very short period of time, I didn't have much trouble keeping her on course, which the Dhow can be a little difficult sometimes in very heavy winds. But so far, so good. Been doing some fishing to supplement my food rations. I always enjoy fishing around 35 north to 36 north because you seem to find a lot more eel. And they stack up nicely, and I tell you what, they really do pack a punch for your stamina bar when they have been correctly prepared. You don't forget them and burn them, which you really can't do. It only takes one piece of wood, but I know sometimes I'll be shifting things around on the grill and simply lose track of what was there. I have ruined an item or two. But yeah, if you're between 35 and 36 north, cast out a line. If you stop in Happy Bay, definitely cast out a line. Chances are you'll you'll catch more eel than you would elsewhere. I've noticed also blackfin hunter do show up. Not so bad. They don't give you the most stamina, but they do, play nicely when you're trying to store them. So it's not a big deal to catch them. I deal with them just the same as I do anything else. Just take what comes. But I've been trying to hold this course here. Sometimes I'll fade a little bit more to the north. I just try to keep it right around here. My last position report, I took a noon reading on day 314 and found that I was at negative 1.5 degrees, and I would pull up a map, but I have none. The next leg of my journey, I'll make sure to take one of the lightest cargo I can find. This way I have that handy free map. This way I can easily pinpoint my location. And my last latitude reading was 36 north. That was at 2 a.m. the previous day, so figure I'm at 36.5 by now, because as opposed to going 10 knots in the sandbuck, I've been hanging around 5 to 6. If I'm lucky, I'll hold 8 for a little while. Not nearly as fast, but there's a lot of sailing to go yet before this whole journey is done. So I'm anticipating greatly not only my arrival in Fort Aistrin and a resupply, but also what it's going to be like running from Fort Aistrin to Dragon Cliffs. Because like I said, if I'm going to have an issue on one leg of the journey, that's going to be the one. So for now, I'm going to take in the sunset and just continue sailing along here. And as I get closer, perhaps once I finally have the archipelago in sight, I will begin another recording of what's happening. This way y'all can follow along. Have it also not take forever, because I tell you what, I'm only about halfway there, and by now I would have already been there, or at least just a day away. So a little patience required here, but it is very pleasant just doing this just for the sake of being out on the sea. Until then, I hope you enjoyed. Okay, this is a little bit more like what I was expecting. Some higher seas, some higher winds. Still running before the wind. She has proven to be pretty stable. I do have to correct the course. I will say not pretty often, but often enough. But I do find that so long as you get your ship on a mostly steady course, when you go to sleep, pretty much be doing what you did when you left her. Not that I plan on going to sleep right now, because, well, like I said, this is kind of what I was looking to find out, like how she would really handle in open sea conditions. It is now day 317, 3 o'clock approximately. I did get my noon reading today. I missed it the day before, but I am approximately at 0 degrees longitude and about 38.5 north, so I did track a little too far north and compensated to the northeast, but then the winds really picked up and I was making some good time, and have since gone a little too far to the northeast, so I'm just trying to hug a little bit north-northeast, which is a little challenging, but after the last many days of very calm sailing, this is a welcome diversion. Oh, and I see a storm has indeed popped up. Well, won't that be fun? But things are still looking good. I did have to move a little bit of cargo at one point, but that was because I had fallen off the wind too much. I have exhausted one barrel of rum. I've just begun the other one, and my first barrel of water is 14, so still doing pretty good there. I've got a whole nother full barrel up there. There's something luffing, but that's just jib life, I suppose. But I really can't complain. I remember the first few trips I did with the basic lateen rig to Oasis. I mean, I perhaps had a little too much cargo on board, but I was always careful not to load it down too much. But it still would struggle and take on a lot of water. Occasionally I do catch a swell that overtakes me a little too quickly, and I'll take on a little water, but I am very pleasantly surprised at how the Dhow has handled this particular passage. Again, it has mostly been calm, but even now, I mean, and before I decided to begin recording again, I have been dealing with these conditions for probably 20 minutes real time, and a little bit of water came on board, but nothing to kick up a fuss about, so I still have not had to reef the sails. We just keep checking on them. Everything's good, running before the wind. I prefer to be wing on wing, but I'm not going to mess with it now, not in these seas. This is good enough. I am... Occasionally this just pops out of the water on its own. Let's see here. Well, that was uncalled for, but I'm going to say that I'm probably averaging about 7 knots. Occasionally a swell will push you a little faster, or the game will decide to give you a random turbo boost / lift up into the air. But none of them seem to be catastrophic. Again, so long as you're not overloaded, the boat will kind of bob around like a cork and just keep on going. Nothing to really get excited about. Hey, like that, it will happen. It used to freak me out a lot when I first began playing, but I don't know, I guess I've just become a little bit more accustomed to it. We'll see, who knows, perhaps the next video segment will be of me floating in the ocean with cargo strewn about. Who knows? Let's see how it goes. All right. Just dealt with a couple of storms, pushed me in the right direction, and sweet honey barbecue. If I didn't spot Mount Melfic off the starboard bow. It is there. You cannot see it now, but it is there. I departed on day 308. It is now day 317 at 5 p.m. So it took me about 2.5 days longer to get to within visual range of the eastern region, which I actually, oh, there it is. Just see it there. Got to manipulate the camera a little bit, but not too terrible. Had those calm conditions 90% of the way. And then right as I got here, I had 2 storms. One crossed off the bow, one crossed off the stern, and I was moving along there for just a little bit. Nothing too terrible, nothing awful happened. Very happy about that. Let's see how it goes until I actually make it there. A lot can still happen. I'm guessing it's going to take me probably another 2.5, maybe 3 days to actually get in and tie up at the dock. I will let you know. Oh my goodness, my gracious, I have finally made it. I departed on day 308. It is now day 319. And I am so happy to be here. It has been quite the trip. It wasn't super difficult, but I'm sure that's just beginner's luck there. First time making a journey like this in this particular vessel. But oh my. Ah, yes. The joy you feel when you make it there. Wonderful. Had to deal with a few storms once I finally got close, which wasn't such a bad thing. It gave me a little bit more of an idea what to expect on further journeys, the rigging as it is. I had thought about changing it when I stopped here, but I have since decided that I'm just going to stick with what I got. It's working pretty well so far, so why not just go with it. Try to get this to, there we go. Slowly been figuring it out. Still have some questions, but well, that's what keeps me going. Made it with plenty of food and water. I got into my second barrel of water, or rather my first barrel of water just went empty. Second barrel of rum. more than half there, so 1 barrel each, more than enough to do this, even with very light winds and very slow progress. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this particular setup has worked. In a previous playthrough that I did, I had way too much sail, and she could not be handled, but this has really worked out very well. It's not much faster than it was with the regular old Lateen rig, but it's more to fiddle with, which is great when you're out at sea and you need something to do, but also it reminds me a bit of the way I used to sail. So I like it. Room for improvement? Probably. But for now, pretty good. Let's see, let's pull this guy in completely. There's no animation for this yet, but, you know, you'll learn how many it takes to... If you need to reef the sails, which I actually did need to do, only twice, but I'm sure sail animations will be in the future. For now, you just take a good look at the pulley as it goes, and the winch rather, and you know how many turns it takes to do 1/3 reef, half reef, whatever you need for the time being. Coming in pretty hot here. Wind is off the bow, but that's fine. I think I can just go ahead and furl this guy up. And we will have more than enough momentum to reach the docks and get tied up. Already feel the wind pushing. Let's get her turned around here a little bit. What a wonderful thing it is, coming into port after a long trip like that. Putting in the time to learn how to get the navigation down, highly recommended. But don't be afraid of it. Take a longer trip just for fun. And this little guy here. It can be done. Oh my goodness. Still got my sea legs. Probably gonna fall off the wharf here. Oh my goodness, I've been thinking about this for a long time. So glad I finally made it. I hope you enjoyed the journey and learned a little bit. There's more to come. You'll see it when it happens.